Okay, there's our first wing. Tail feathers. And the other side of the wing, all in one box. Okay. Landing gears already installed.
This box kind of just unfolded.
Oh, okay. That box unfolded, that's the body, the fuselage. Let's put that on here. Which we already pre-checked that out too to make sure it was in good condition, but that's how it comes packed. Everything wrapped in plastic. We have one last little box. And then there's our propellers, nice big 3-bladed propellers. 2 of them, in case we break one. Cockpit, pilot guy. He looks just like my last one looked. I'm going to have to take a picture and do a comparison picture with those guys. That's good, because I regretted not taking a before picture. Glues, screws, hubs, little parts. A little screwdriver and Allen wrench. Nice.
And that's it.
Don't need to get any of our own tools. Just use the tools that came with it. Yeah. We may not. Okay. And we're going to unwrap this and then take a picture of the layout. Okay, so here we just applied a 15-minute epoxy resin to one side of the wing. And you can see that we taped our wires out of the way here, already pulling them through the channel that they're supposed to go through. Okay, taped them out of the way so we can work here. And we applied the 15-minute epoxy once again. This stuff, it's a 2-part cure epoxy. And putting the wing together. There you go. Nice. And put your supports in there. The wing has some little brackets right there, which you can see on the table, that fit in there. And that helps support the wing, and those also provide us with the screw holes that mount the wing to the fuselage. Okay, squeeze them in there nice and tight. You want to make sure everything's lined up properly before we let this set. We do have a timer going, so we know exactly how much time. I gave us 10 minutes of working time, and then the epoxy starts to harden up and set too much before we can do anything. So we have a time limit to get this set, and that looks good. How's our joints? You want to take your cloth and wipe those joints. There you go. Very nice. Okay, now we let that sit. Drying time 45 minutes. Full cure 3 hours. So within 45 minutes we can use that. We're going to move on to the next step and start building that while that dries. Okay, so we got our parts glued together. Our wing has been glued, and that joint right there, and the clasps right there put on. And then we glued this. We didn't show the gluing of this because we are on a timed thing, but we glued this together, and we want to make sure that, you know, it's straight and all joints are sealed and tight together so it fits nicely. You want to do that and you shouldn't have any problems. Okay, 45-minute break, and then we start screwing things together. On?
Yep.
Okay, so as we were test fitting this onto here, we noticed that it had a rounded edge that it came with when shipping. I don't know if you could see that on the camera or not. Right here. So we're going to fix that real quick before proceeding. And the way we do that is you could take a hairdryer or a hot heat gun and just warm it up, and it should bounce right back to where it was. Just do it carefully if you're using a heat gun. Okay, here we go. So we're going to fit the tail feathers on. Let me go around you here. Nice and easy. They kind of snap down in place, and then a couple screws come up from the bottom. Had a little trouble getting this to set correctly and align really nice because we found some extra glue when they glued the body halves together at the factory, and so we took that out, so now it should set pretty nice. Okay, why don't you show us where the screw holes are?
Can we tilt it like this?
Yeah, you can actually just put it upside down if you want and hold those in place. There you go. If you like, we can put it on the test stand or the build stand. Okay, so
it might be a little bit too high up.
So we're going to put the screws in the holes, tighten it up. We'll get back to you. Okay, so we put the plane on the build stand that we made for $6 from Home Depot, 1/2-inch PVC and some connectors, and we got the tail hooked up now. Screwed the 2 screws into these 2 holes, nice and tight. Be careful not to over tight, of course, and got the control arms, and there we go. Nicely set up. So that was pretty quick. Now we're going to put the main wings on. Oh boy, that's going to be fun. Okay, so we're prepping the wing to be installed. It's not as simple as just popping it on and put the screws in. We have to get the wiring connected, and on this plane in particular, the aileron wires, connectors, really don't give you enough room or enough length. You can see you only have an inch or so, so trying to put this through the wing or through the body and then connecting them is near impossible. I found out the hard way when I built mine. This is my second one. So the trick is put it on first, and put your Y connector on first, and then you'll slip your Y connector through this slot here, and then pull the rest of the connectors through when you put on the wing. It makes it that much easier. Okay, so we're going to do that now. Why don't you connect those up?
Does it matter which wire goes on the side?
No, I didn't find that it did matter. Some Y harnesses are reversed wiring. I just put mine on because it didn't make a difference when I tested mine. So I don't think it's a reversing Y. Just make sure that your color wires are aligned with the adjacent plug. So brown to brown, orange to orange, etc. Okay. Alright. Good. Alright, yeah. See how close that is? It's like impossible once the body's on. These extra wires right here are for our LED lights. If we want to hook those up later, we can always splice on some connectors later on and put those on channel 6. Alright, so here we go with feeding the wire through this hole. We're going to have to trade places here. It's better if you stand where I was standing. Okay, also real quick, you'll see the wires for the landing gear. See that, Josh? One on each side. They're by these little knobs. These joints go in these 2 holes, and the wires too, so try to keep the wires in a good position as you're putting the wing on.
These things won't go through.
Okay, it takes a little trick, but you just kind of...
You can't like put them both in at the same time.
Alright, let me set this camera down. We'll get those wires on and get her screwed down.